Hi lovers, hi, how are you guys doing? Hilma Daniel here. Welcome to my channel. This is a channel where we talk about productive things, where we learn a thing or two. Ne? We want to address something, and I'm going to talk to you guys, all of you, men and women. You know, I do not really want to be teaching only one side. I don't know much about a man, but I'm a woman and I've lived my life as a woman. So I've learned more from a woman. But where lessons affect the both of us, I can, talk to both of us. Guys, there's one thing that I've realized, this same thing that I've realized is that for a while people are asking a question, why do people break up after making babies? But when you are not there and when you are hearing things, you go like, before, when I've been observing and very, very woke, me, I look at situations always and I'm like, when I'm growing up, I'm like, these niggas, they're giving women children and then they run away. Nah, I don't want a baby. I don't want a baby and the baby father runs away. What's this? I don't want to give a baby by nobody. If you want a baby, you get married, we make a baby. I'm not going to give a man a baby. Because then if I give you a baby, that means you're going to leave me with the baby. And then I must be here struggling to look for the next person, or I don't know what's happening in the world nowadays. I'm just like, nah, thank you. I'm not interested. So me looking at men, at people, women and men giving birth before they just give birth to babies and then they divorce or they separate. That's relationships. Yeah? Now I'm observing and I'm like, nah, thank you. I'd rather give a husband because he loves me, he have chosen me, then I become pregnant with my own son. Oh, I've never seen flames. I've never seen flames. I've made a video on pregnancy and that my husband didn't like me during pregnancy. And then I came to realize, no, it's not marriage. It's not relationship. It's making a baby. It's making a baby. You can be so much in love. And I started paying attention and observing more. And I realized it's not whether you are married and then you made a baby, or you are not married and then you made a baby. It's a pregnancy. It's a stage of a pregnancy. And I think during marital counseling, we need to be discussing things in depth. Or maybe we must talk about these things so people learn. It's the only thing that saves marriages. It's because you can just wake up and decide, I want a divorce. When these things happens, you want to give it time. You want to give it time. You want to work on it. You want to work on it. You want to work on it until the time comes. And sometimes you realize during pregnancy you are not fine, and then after pregnancy you're fine. You love your child. You're moving on with your life, and you love each other, and you work on your dramas, and then you move on. It happens. Though that's not always the case. Though we have people that just love each other. They give birth to a baby, they just love each other. They're still loving each other. They're still going on with their life. Marriage, not married. Now, this is a trick. Ne? You love each other now, but you wouldn't know whether you're going to love each other during pregnancy. Do you want me to tell you one thing? Women, let me tell you one thing. Do not give these men babies before they marry you. If your aim or what you are aiming in life is that you want to have a home and you want to get married one day, avoid it by all means. Ne? However, if you don't believe in marriage and you just want your kids like that, that's a different story. If you are to ask me to advise the next girl child, I would tell you, do not give a man a baby before he marries you. Ne? Because some of these hates during pregnancy, some of these hates are real. Real is real that sometimes you look at your partner and you go like, is this the same person that You can even sit and make that pregnancy, that baby in happiness. And when you are carrying that pregnancy, it's like you have committed the biggest sin in the world. And the only thing that saves you is the fact that you're married and you can't just wake up and say, I want divorce. And sometimes when you don't understand each other, there are some third parties that comes in, and more especially elders, and then they sit you down and then they give you advice, and then you sit, you rethink from both sides. That's the advantage of marriage. Hence you see that people continue living together. But I am sure if all of us maybe were just to give birth just out of the wedlocks, just giving birth, most of their relationships won't survive, just like they're not surviving, most of them, in relationships. Ne? Let's hope I'm making sense. So if I am to advise you as a woman, I would tell you, do not give a man a child before they make a decision that I want to be with you for the rest of my life, and we are formalizing this, then we can start a family. For men, if you love your children, and you would love to be with your children, do not just give women children because you want to give them children. If you want to be with children for the rest of your life, do not just make children like that. You are putting your children in a very, very, very difficult position. Ne? If you don't understand each other, and then you two divorce or separates, and then what? You are not really gonna have access to the child, and there's nothing as beautiful as bonding when the baby is young. Yeah? When the baby is young, when the baby is growing, when the baby is taking the first steps and falling, when the baby is, those things are fun. And you don't want to miss out on those things. Yeah? Because most of you guys are less privileged. I mean, you are far. Us women are the ones that experiences more of what is happening. But we cannot take it away from the fact that we really have men that loves their children. Yeah? Don't just walk around leaving your sperms laying around everywhere, all over the place. Yeah? And also, when you separate like that, yeah, most of you people don't stay in the houses. When you go and get married to somebody else who is fresh with no kids, like yeah, or like it and like yeah, or put it, yeah, chances are very high your other children want to be treated as nicely as all of your kids because they're not with their mothers. Yeah? So think men before you make children, and think women before you make children. This thing of it affects all of us negatively. Ne? So do the right things. It looks like we are normalizing it now, but we are leaving kids in a mess. Ne? We are leaving kids in a mess from both sides, either on men's side, either on women's side. We are leaving kids in a mess just because we think and we thought we are gonna be in love forever, but things just happens. In the confusion, and if I can maybe just give advice to say, stop breaking up. Maybe we must stop breaking up during pregnancy and during the stage where kids are small. If we know maybe you don't like your partner, you hate your partner, it might be just the pregnancy stuff, or just something happening for the pregnancy. I do not understand what it is with kids and pregnancy and relationships, marriages, relationships. There are those people really that are pregnant and they just love one another. Or they're just those in a relationship and the woman hates the man and the man loves the woman. There are those that a man hates the woman and the woman loves the man. It's just a mess. It's just a mess. Truth is, people don't want to talk about the skeletons in the closets. They want to put a narrative that they're perfect, but guys, this is something worth talking about, because now kids are involved in this whole mess. Prepare yourself, prepare your brains, prepare yourselves very, 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 very well before you just decide that I want a child, because a pregnancy alone can break you guys up. And then in the end, the child is suffering. But you truly loved one another, but you were just not equipped enough, or you are just in your emotions enough not to continue. That's why you find that later on, if the man is the one that was affected, the woman is not affected, you guys are together, and then you give birth. There's one thing about a woman, and I would say be careful how you treat a woman during pregnancy, because even myself, it took me time to really just let go of the treatment. Every chance I get, I will remind you, you treated me bad during pregnancy, I don't like you. You know, I would remind you. So imagine we are just dating, and you started treating me not okay during pregnancy, and I give birth to the child, and now you are coming to your senses now. Now all of a sudden, our baby, now maybe we broke up during pregnancy, now you want me back. Trust and believe, if I was in a relationship, I wouldn't take that man back. I wouldn't, because I feel like that was the highest level of betrayal. It was during that stage. So this stage is critical, and how you treat us during pregnancy, we don't forget. That's why you see that people might break up. So we would say, when you are married, even if you have these problems, you can now speak to the elders. And then the elders, most of you, they tell you that no, sometimes it's like that. It's pregnancy. So hang in there, wait. Sometimes they will tell you these things. But if you are not married, you are just a girlfriend and a boyfriend here and there, who will talk to you guys? Nobody. But when you are in a union, and then you speak to the elder people, they go like, oh, no. I during my pregnancy, I didn't like my husband. I didn't like him at all. The others will tell you, my husband didn't also like me. It's pregnancy symptoms. There are those that love each other. They're not affected, but there are those that are truly affected. But the thing is, we are not well equipped. At that moment, we are not in our right states of mind to think accordingly. And you do not want to make children in situations where you do not know whether you are going to survive or not. Because I picked up that when you are making a baby, you are starting a family, you are so excited. You think things are going to turn out okay. But that's not always the case. So if I am to tell you, I would tell you, can we avoid making children outside the wedlocks? Can we avoid it by all means? Being it men, being it children. Let us make children when we are well equipped and when we have proper support. Because when you are dating, you don't have support. You don't have support of the elders. You don't. You are just on your own. The elders can come and then call you guys to orders and say, no, you are at wrong here, you are at wrong here, and make it work. Or you are going through a situation, then you are being told, no, sit back. It might be the pregnancy. Sit back and wait for the time to pass. Once it passes, we can now, see and observe and get involved. Or we can get involved, but we want to tell you, sit back. Because sometimes it's just pregnancy symptoms. I don't know what happens during pregnancy. I do not know what hormones are there during pregnancy, but it's just the whole, I don't know. It can be messy. A baby is nice, but pregnancy and how it affects us, it's not so nice. So don't put yourself in a situation where it's like you are gambling. You love each other, but you don't know what tomorrow holds, And it's funny how some people, I think I'm going to make a video on its own, how one person, I think I've seen something where they said, marriage, if you are not forgiving, you are not a forgiving person, don't get married. I think we need to make a video on that, because the way we talk about forgiveness and the way we think forgiveness is so easy, and the way forgiveness is a lot of work. We need to talk about it, but we're going to talk about it on a different video. For now, I want to leave you with that. It looks like we need to observe this. Something is not right. We cannot be in a world where we love each other, but the moment we become pregnant, now all of a sudden we don't love each other anymore. Something is not right. Something here is not right, and we need to look deep into it. Now, poor kids are left with no parents. People have separated, and it's just a mess, just because we don't really fully understand what's happening here. Let us really, we are educated, yes, but we are ignoring something that is very important. That is making children just because you are in love and you did not prepare yourself. I think sometimes I want to believe making kids in a marriage it's there for a reason, because once you are here, you cannot just you don't just hardly break up like in a relationship. In a relationship, it's just a matter of sending a message, you know, I don't want you anymore, and then it's over. A marriage, you have to go through this. You go through counseling, you go through this, you go through this, you speak to the elders, you do this until when you come to your senses, you know. But in a relationship, even with your big belly, I don't want you anymore. That's it. Then I move on, you know. But there's a baby involved in this whole mess. So please, for the benefits of our children, for the benefits of all of us, our emotions, because in all honesty, I think we need to speak about men also, how they're affected by these things. Because when we separate from them, we women, we stay with the child. Ne? Men, on the other hand, they stay there alone. We get to see the child every day. Men don't. How does that affect them? But they're also human beings, and it's their child also. I want to believe that we love these kids equally. Sometimes really, even when we separate and the mother have to be there with the child, the father have to be there alone, I want to believe this thing affects men in a way. I want to believe there are men that really, really, really honestly love their kids. Even if as women, we want to put it like we are the ones that love children more because we are the mothers. I want to believe there are men that truly loves their children, you know, just as equally as we love them, you know. So yeah, I think it's a topic that we need to discuss. Let us discuss it further, and let us give your opinion down below to say that why do you think people break up during pregnancy? Why do you think that people become pregnant and all of a sudden their relationships are over? And what do you think we should do to avoid this? Ne? What do you think we should do to avoid this? Because we are here now. Relationships, we are in a relationships, we make a baby, and then we separate. You know, what do you think then we should do to avoid this? Because at the end of the day, children are, you know, involved in this whole mess. What then should we do? Okay, that's it from me here, Madania. I will see you guys in my next video. It's a Sunday that I'm recording these videos. Yesterday I went for, you know, my massages and my nails. You can see I did my nails. It's clear. No, I went for my facial, my massage, and my nails and my, you know, toes. So I didn't really make videos for you guys. It takes me around about 4 to 5 hours, and that was the whole afternoon. When I came back home, I was tired. I just needed to rest a little bit, so I didn't record for you guys. So I'm not really going to make a lot of videos for today. I think I'm going to end with this one, and then other topics we can discuss other times. Okay, I can have topics to discuss, but we can talk about those topics other times. Okay, that's it from me. I'll see you guys in my next video. Please do engage. Let us talk. Let us discuss. Let us learn. Let us learn something from one another. Let me learn from you, you learn from me. Let us exchange knowledge, and let other people also learn. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.